Hey YouTube, it's Chris, the bearded Bristol, back with another video. And I have had the most fantastic night. It is approximately 3:30 in the AM, and alcohol may or may not be a factor. Smoking on a little bit of London mixture this evening, and using that to help me wind down from the evening. But I have got to tell you, a good friend got married this evening on a Friday night, which is pretty rare. But in her specific case, it is 50 years to the day that her parents were married, which I think is extremely cool. You know, you want to talk planning, that is like penultimate luck slash planning in the whole event of things. My friend is in her late 40s, first time she's ever been married, so cheers to her. But an interesting evening. So the wedding was at 7 p.m., finished by about 7:40, and the reception was to begin at 8:30, 20 miles from the church where she got married, which also 20 miles from where I'm currently sitting, my home. And I had planned on taking in the bulk of the evening, but I'm not good in crowds, particularly in crowds where I don't know a lot of people. And last minute change of plans, I decided I'm not going to do the reception. And this is a good friend of mine, someone I have not seen in many years, but she came back here to have her wedding, and I gladly attended. Gladly. I would not have missed it for anything. But at the same time, when it came to the reception, crowds, I get a little uncomfortable. It's what it is. So I passed on the reception. But there was also an after party from midnight to 2 a.m. And as the evening wore on, and you can see, still sporting my Jerry Garcia tie, as the evening wore on, I thought more and more about how I should go chill with my friend and celebrate her wedding. So a little bit after midnight, I hopped in my car and I took not a joke, 18-mile drive into Omaha to the bar where she was having her post-reception party. And I want you all to think about that for a second, because this is somewhat rare. You know, generally there's a wedding followed by a reception, the night's over, blah, blah, blah. Hers was wedding, late evening, reception, also mid to late evening, followed by an after party. And she's not a big drinker, but she lives in Colorado. She's back home in Nebraska. She's going to do it upright, and thought, okay, so by 12:30, it's not going to be everybody. It's going to be a select group of friends. So I made the wild trip into Omaha and got to have a really good time with her and with her new husband, who I'd never met before, and with a few other friends, part of them family, part of them not, that I haven't seen for a long time. And it was fantastic. Something for me to stretch my legs over And when I say stretch my legs, I don't get out of my comfort zone very often. It would have been very easy for me to call it quits at 10 o'clock tonight and just go home and be done. And I don't know if it was my subconscious, I don't know what it was, but something kept me going, and I ended up taking this trip. And it's one of the best experiences I have had in recent memory. Again, because I don't do a lot of adventurous things. I don't do things out of my normal realm. And so for me to go out and hang out with her and her new husband and her family, again, some of whom I know, many I don't, but wow, we had fun tonight. Nothing wild, nothing crazy, no swinging from the lampshades, no dancing on the tables, but just to reconnect with a good friend that I have not had a lot of chances to connect with was fantastic. And I apologize if I'm boring any of you. This was important for me. Because I don't do this. I don't stretch my borders very often, but I did tonight. And it was worth every reckless, stupid second of it. And again, I didn't get so hammered that I couldn't drive. I still feel like if I were tested, I would be right at or just below the legal limit. But the things that we won't do for ourselves, but we will do for our friends, is the important part of what I'm saying here. And, I would be too paranoid to go out this late at night if it were just for me hanging out with a buddy. But for her, because it was her night, it was worth the extra effort. Sorry, there's a moth. If you can't see that on camera, there's something flopping about me. Now, this was something special tonight. It was fun. It was completely out of my norm to just, I'm going to hop in the car and drive 20 miles after midnight to go hang out with a good friend. But that's what I did, and I guess my point is, if you have these opportunities in your future, don't miss out on them. Nights like tonight are way too precious to let just slip by. And I'm guessing many of you out there have the same problem that I do, especially with crowds. Don't miss out on those opportunities, those once-in-a-lifetime chances to just hang out with friends, to reconnect, to remember why you were friends to begin with. That was the case tonight, and I think that's why I felt this burning need to drive in for the after party. And I'm happy to say my good friend seems to have found a good man for her. Very easy to get along with, which fits her perfectly. But there was something in me that needed to see that needed to experience it, that needed to be with her and experience her evening tonight, and managed to get all that done and still avoid the massive crowds where I feel enclosed. And I'm not claustrophobic, but it's hard for me in an environment where I don't know a lot of the people, for me to be largely anonymous and whatever. It's difficult. But to go to the after party where there's only 10 or 20 of us, I could do that. And I felt like I needed to. And man, was it fun. It was a hoot. And bars in Nebraska close at 2 a.m. I left at 2:15 and I said, you know what? This could be the longest drive back that anyone has ever had. And it took the better part of an hour because I took a little time to take some side roads and some back roads that no one ever travels, just to reflect on my friendship and the family aspect that I have with this particular person. And I'm fortunate I'll get to see her again tomorrow. I'm not sure what shape either one of us will be in. We're both going to be pretty whooped. Because it's her wedding night. She had 5 minutes to travel to her hotel. I took the hour-long ride home, and now I'm talking to you guys. But again, I don't want to lecture. But this is something that was out of my comfort zone. I could have come home, gone to bed at 10 o'clock. Thankfully, somebody decided to help keep me up to the point where I said, you know what, let's go do the after party. And I got to reconnect with a great friend. And that's what it's all about, I think, is being able to develop and maintain those friendships. I'm close with my family. I lost both my parents over the last 15 years. But I'm close with my siblings. And there's the local UP. I love my family dearly. But every now and then you have a friendship that bridges family gaps, bridges friendship gaps. You have those once in a lifetime relationships, and that's kind of what tonight was. And I am so glad that I took the risk to go celebrate with her on her night way after hours. I'm going to get to bed at about 4 a.m. I haven't been up till 4 a.m. since I was in frickin' college 18 years ago. But tonight, it was worth every stinking minute. So, have fun, take some risks. Not unlawful risks, but maybe staying up past bedtime. Maybe driving the extra mile to see that good friend. I could not give any better advice than that, because good friends can keep you centered in life and can keep you from drifting off of the edge. And when I say edge, I mean that scary place where you hate life. And when I say that, I mean the place I was over the last couple of days. Post 4th of July, work is beating me up. Deadlines are beating me up. And then I gotta go to a wedding. I don't want to go to a wedding. But it's one of my good friends. So I went to the wedding. Then I went to the after party. And as I prefaced it, alcohol may be a factor. Not gonna lie, I had my share to drink tonight. Obviously still working on it. Nevertheless, don't let those friendships get away. There are a handful in each of our lives that are well worth hanging on to. I'm glad that I reached out and grabbed onto mine tonight. And I'm hoping you'll do the same. You know, when those opportunities approach you, take that extra time. You can go back to doing the same old stuff tomorrow that you did today. And that's what almost drug me down. Used to my routine. But when those good friends come around, spare no expense. Take the extra time, stay up later, drive farther, whatever it takes. Those friendships mean more to you than you may even know. They obviously mean more to me than I ever thought. Well worth the almost 4 a.m. in the morning chat with the YouTube friends. Hey gang, no matter who you are or where you are, I hope you're planning for a great weekend. Have a great night, relax, enjoy your friendships and your family as best you can. We'll talk to you again soon.